Hi, I'm Jo Crane. I'm a consultant in community paediatrics in Portsmouth. I've been making a string of videos. I made my first 11, now I'm on to just another couple. I'm planning to add them to this playlist, channel, whatever it's called. As you can tell, I'm not a professional YouTuber. And so if you subscribe, I understand you can do that, then you can see when I make new ones. So today's video is on what I call fighters and flyers. So, I use the hand model. And I talk about the cortisol that you get in your downstairs brain, and I talk about how when you have this rush, when something happens and goes wrong, we all flip our lid and our downstairs brain is raging. Now, when this occurs, people can be more predisposed to being a fighter or a flyer. We can do both, but it's almost that you will know whether you are more of a fighter, and therefore when you start to feel that something's gone wrong, that you want to shout, you want to be angry, you want to be cross at that person, you might feel that you physically want to hit them because you're so cross, and those are the traits of a fighter. It might be that you're more of a flyer, that actually when the world is getting on top of you, you just want to disappear. You want it all just to go away. You will hide, you will move out of the way. And if you're a kid, you will literally run to get away. And it's good to know if your child is more of a fighter or a flyer. It's also really important as a parent to know if you're a fighter or a flyer. I mean, these personality traits is a good way to survive, but what we're wanting to do is make your kid thrive, which is a different phenomenon, which is why when our lids are up, and if you're a fighter and you're shouting and you're getting cross and you're telling them what you want them to do, actually you're just going to mirror that to them. And if your child is a flyer, it's likely that they will run away or try to hide or scream at you. If they're a fighter themselves, they'll punch you and kick you and hit you. So the challenge you've got is that as a parent, if you're a fighter, is that you can drive these behaviours and worsen them. If you're a flyer as a parent, what you'll end up probably do is just ignoring it all, going away, trying to just pretend it's not there, and then your child's cortisol is just raging, and if they're a flyer, they'll keep screaming. If they're a fighter, they might keep punching you. And that's why it's so key for us to try and keep our lids down, to try and control that fight and flight response in our children. And they will have it all the time, but it's just working on it slowly but surely. It's so important for you to understand for yourself if you're a fighter or a flyer, because if as parents you're both fighters, you can actually end up arguing quite a lot. And if you argue quite a lot, you fire the cortisol all the time in your child. And if you fire their cortisol a lot, that means their lid is up a lot. And that's why trying not to argue at all, and to be able to talk calmly to each other is actually really key for your child's development. Okay, I'm on 3.5 minutes. I'm going to stop now. Thank you very much for listening.